If you own property, do you have the right about who can come onto that property? Well, you would think yes. If you own a farm, can people turn up and start camping on the edges of that farm? You would think not. But in the Socialist Republic of Victoria, that's exactly what they're going to let thousands of people do. People who own farms that back onto riverfront will have to let people access their farms and set up camp by the sides of the rivers that help feed the farms. It's an extraordinary decision. One that affects certain parts of Victoria, but affects the types of farmers that I think are worth talking about here. Now, some of them have decided to go to state parliament and to protest. They're protested here because, in part, 27 different locations around the northern part of Victoria will be affected by this. We're talking about 27 areas along the Goulburn, Broken, Owens, my apologies, Campsite, Loddon and Murray rivers will be open to camping. So put simply, somebody who is not a member of your family and is not a friend will be able to set up a campsite on your land. Some of the farmers speaking today to the ABC said this. Now, there's no explanation, by the way, about how these camping bookings are going to work or how camper behaviour is going to be managed. Can you boot somebody off your land? Where do they go to the toot? The government has said that hundreds of sites will follow after a consultation process that resulted in 1,100 submissions. Submissions from farmers like Lynn, who said, "We have been uninformed from the beginning. We have been treated with no respect." There's another farmer again. Lynn continues, "This amendment makes our business totally unworkable and we've become the sacrificial lamb to the leisure vote." So in the Socialist Republic of Victoria, someone can camp out on your land who you don't invite to be there. Will you be compensated for it? There seems to be no plan for that whatsoever. This is ridiculous. But you and I live in the real world, and wherever the chairman lives, they just can do what they want. Because remember, they were going to have community consultation about those dirty big power lines which were going to go from renewable energy plants over Ballarat. And of course, the farmers said they didn't want them. But because people in Melbourne wanted to feel better about renewable energy, it didn't matter. The compensation that will be offered to those farmers isn't for the dirty big power lines that go over the top of their crops that grow, among other things, potatoes, for things like McCain's. No, they'll only be compensated for the bits of the towers that hold up the power lines. Welcome to Chairman Dan's Victoria, regional Victoria. You've just been freed from lockdown, but we have to wait till next year's election to be freed from Dan.